Time for Chart Attack, where we bring you a couple of charts that will make you smarter and hopefully make you a little bit of money. We're talking about trying to find places to invest, but balancing that against risk. It's not easy. Talk us through your process.
So we look at everything from, at least one of the pieces of our process is from a valuation standpoint, looking forward and projecting out 10-year returns based on starting valuations of assets. Some of them are simpler, some of them are more difficult to do. But the idea is that valuation is the primary driver of your long-term return. And when we look at this, we see a situation today that presents a very obvious opportunity for investors.
All right, Matt, bring in the camera. Let's take a look and talk us through this obvious scenario from your point of view, Jason.
So with inflation expected to run at 2.5%, 2.3, 2.5% at this point in time, fixed income rates have been driven down to such a low level.
Practically cash.
That those numbers are basically, if you invest in those, you're locking in a loss of purchasing power as you move forward ahead in time.
Sure.
Long-term investors, this is basically a guaranteed loss of that purchasing power. So investors buy the Fed and central banks' actions are basically being forced out the risk spectrum to all these other assets that have some potential for delivering a return in excess of that inflation rate. Basically, in order to maintain purchasing power, you have to do something other than hide in cash and treasuries.
And the obvious here, go to U.S. large cap, global equities, or if you really want to try to get a little bit of bang, international emerging markets. Here's the catch. You've also taken it to the next step and adjusted for risk. The old Sharpe ratio, as they call it.
Exactly, and really what it comes down to is if you took that last chart as your basis for investment, in our minds that would be akin to driving down the Jersey Turnpike. Foot to the floor.
Right.
Going down the Jersey Turnpike, no brakes whatsoever, and only a steering wheel to keep you out of trouble. Well, in reality, you can do a lot different things.
And here's reality
with the investments. There are a number of investments.
You've adjusted for risk. So, starting with cash, the least risky on the far side, coming to what highest risk over here, and yet it's all over the map, which is what makes it so hard.
It's all over the map, but what you find is things in the middle. Things that are more protected on the equity side or more risky on the fixed income actually have the best return for the level of risk you're taking. And therefore, you can find a way to position a portfolio by concentrating more in that middle to get your biggest bang for your buck.
Risk and reward, Trish. Yeah, you got to look at them together.